You left Umlazi, was it Josie? Things worked out for you. Kwaito is now starting to pick up. Kwaba nengoma bathi amajovi jovi. Sandy B la bedeben.
Yeah.
Ingoma yashisa bamfuna left, right and center.
Sure.
Now he doesn't know whether to move to Joburg or not.
Yeah.
Wena wahlala lapho.
Nje. I believe in, and I'm a product of that.
Yeah.
As I was talking about Umlazi, I mean, I was made by my community, and it's still like that. Most of the stuff that I'm involved in when I release, as presenter in my community, which is Deben, Keyez, and Umlazi, they support it far more than other regions.
Okay.
So I believe that your regional, your community, your home supports you more than any other place.
Yeah.
So my saying to Sandy P, because I saw for him an opportunity of creating a market from his own community, rather than to come to Joburg and then have to start from scratch, creating a community of consumers, whereas through radio is of figure in majors. And I felt and believed then it was an opportunity to really start the East Coast and the West Coast. As much as Joburg is not a coast, but it was an opportunity to emulate and create something like that. Most artists that I actually advised to actually do that. I signed Mambu Durban, don't move to Joburg. And she loved that. Everyone was saying to her, go to Joburg. And I said, Mambusi, if you think Joburg, you'll fly, do what you need to do, and that was the best thing ever.
Ira, you told him the same thing. Walalela, wahlale khaya. Professor Yana?
What's going to Professor Kalenam?
I'm actually going to sit down and write.
You remember I mentioned Duguti, I will do tracks and songs, the kwaito, have my voice, but beseng faga banya bandu gi mina gowangi, but in company executive.
Conflict of interest, if you call it.
Not necessarily, because I was working with a whole lot of artists, so I didn't want to identify myself with a particular artist. Professor was recording the ngicine ngibiza i-vibe lezinto, but there was a song hey wena ma sesithi uze. So I was recording that song sino speaker, and there was this boy angihlale esilandele funa ukusa ngambiza na ukuthi ingena la a7 song, and that project was vibe lezinto bese siqedile besiqala ukwenza ingoma thina bese ngiyashaya, then give it a brand on a title. So then our professor, after saying 7 nabo there push ukuthi kube ibona ke the face now of vibe lezinto. So that's how basically I started working with Professor, and through that then there was a nice bond with Abo Mandla Kalawa wasiyaqhubeka nabo kanjalo.
Awubi nomona makwenzeka lokho?
No.
Uthi le mfana lo ngimfakile game in impeke.
Mina the idea ukufaka umuntu game in, I mean, there was a time when I had a challenge with my artist TKZ. The song that really blew. I was running Sony Music. I helped them in the early stages. Also, when he was making that song, and then there was some challenges in marketing them. We had a concept called Sony Summer Sounds, and I was like, TKZ was on Genane Pasin. Sony Summer Sound was throughout the country. So Beguba my artist as a Sony only. But because I believed in what TKZ was doing, Gabafage Passing is push a song, it's only Summer Sound. And my artists were not happy. All of us a competition. But I believed we are really building the South African music and the South African sound. One thing I didn't mention, I'm very analytical when I do things. When I got opportunity to run and be in charge in different areas of music, I was analyzing and learning things. Say, for instance, I realized that radio is not playing much of South African music. So I put it on myself, which look for the reasons not. Why are they not? Instead of blaming and making noise. Sales, South African music sales. I think then we were 70% international sales, 30% local. So I put it on myself, since now I have an opportunity, let me do things to turn these things around. At least let's go to 50-50. But in no time, especially within my business where I was, we were 65%, 35, 65 local. People started buying so much local that we overtook the international, and we were selling more, even though we rate was still a bit otherwise. And so that's how I do things. Why am I doing it? What do I need to achieve? And how do I want it to actually outlook, the final outlook of that percentage split market share. Running Sony Music, we started from zero. There were like a lot of record companies and record labels that time. And ngavele ngathakethe one ngengisho ngegama. Uthi ngithakethe laba. Bengashaya laba kuqala ngemarket share. Ngizoqala ngene. In no time uthini Julius Zwapo. Ngayishaya le company yokuqala, and then the big one was left. Ngayishaya in a basic bengishiya Sony, the market share was 29%. For a new company that is just started. But we had 29% market share. From 0 to 29%. And we were leading the market share because we were the first ones to introduce really selling those huge numbers. I mean, there was a time when we were selling about 300 to 400,000 on jazz, which was never heard of. Doing the same on kwaito, Truabum to Tikiti, Kibela, Perswell, Ngala, Obama Figizolo, Ngala, Afro-pop, which now was not a market that was there. I introduced that Afro-pop market. I even started a group called Malaika then. So Malaika and Mafigizolo were competing within the same stable. You see. And Malaika was selling huge numbers.
Killing it,
and then Pongo Muffin on the same. So we were just flying and making things happen.
His name is Dr. Lindelani Mkhize. You know him from Joyous, the Joyous Celebration story. I'm sure you've heard it many times.
Many times.
Let's keep it today. You haven't heard.
Keep on my file.
Actually, let's keep on my file today. You know, I'm glad you said you're actually a pioneer of, somebody who's analytical. Analyzes into. In my head, you are a pioneer of kwaito because you push so many brands. From your analysis, what happened to kwaito? What happened to kwaito being the leading sound in South Africa? I mean, the sound changes and all of that, but why didn't it adapt and all of that? So, when's Zagalin?
I'm happy you're actually asking me that because it gives an opportunity to inform and educate. Kwaito falls under what we call secular music. It's secular because it changes, it rotates, it moves with time. So kwaito just moved to something else, and with secular music you need to keep improving the music, you need to keep improving the sound. Inga sound wire because it's so commercial secular music, you need to, just like it's pop basically. It's our own version of South African pop. So pop needs to keep changing the sound. Even international pop, what we were playing 5 years ago, 10 years ago, it's not what is being played now. So kwaito just did that. But if you listen proper, you will find that, like now we are talking about piano.
For sure.
Piano is basically a combination of two sounds. It's house and kwaito. They've upped the tempo and using the same styles and vibes. The kwaito, while upping the tempo house music. So it's a combination of both that.
I hope they watch and actually learn a bit, because a lot of people are stuck on Lea Kwaito, Lea Ktala, as Kwaito is dead, Kwaito is this.
No, they shouldn't be. And I will say, those who have the talent of making kwaito, they need to understand that the kwaito person or white and the kwaito usekhulile. So boyenza, don't try and force uyenza to compete with amapiano or compete with the young guys. The reason now we'll go to a jazz show or a jazz festival and you'll find the TKZ ipiliwe lapho. It's because they fit in that classic kind of sound. So when abofuna ukuyenza ikwaito kweyakudala, but ufuna ukuyenza ukuthi compete namapiano ezokushaya. Exactly. Do it with the understanding lo muntu ozolalela lo music umuntu o right on family yakho ihlalele ekhaya ozofuna ukuchilla a relax on on a Saturday or on a Sunday, not because esefuna ukuyogroove, but amapiano sifuna ukuyoscreama lapha. Hey namene lento niyiphuza niyibeke la or niyibeke la. Angiyibize ngegama.
Uyabazi
bayifake ndayireke.
Hey inzima.
Kule into abayifake ndayireke abangasitsheli.
Yazi wana stress kunganamabhodlela December engatholakala. I stress besibaphethe.
Yeah. So kids bonza if you believe with kwaito.
Yeah.
Isese strong. Do it who always ask yourself who now today is the consumer. It's not a person ophuma oqeda ukufinish high school. It's not the person who is a first year or second year teacher. A teacher ozofuna ukulalela kwaito. Umuntu osekakhulile. So yenze isuthe yena lo muntu osekakhulile. And bonza amapiano yenze for umuntu wamanje ngoba ufuna ukuzwisa.
Lo muntu ofuna le kwaito umuntu onenkinga zomhlaba.
Exactly.
Hayi umuntu osastressa ukuthi uyajiva weekend.
Onama responsibilities. Ungathi inkinga zomhlaba mina discourage. Sinama responsibilities badala. No, akusinkinga zomhlaba. We have responsibilities.
Thank you.
Nje, we've got kids to take care of now.
We almost lost you to Sasol. Yonke le knowledge. Uthobani leya format
amele Bishop
mele ngimthole.
Asifanele safuna ngombheka uBishop.
Mele ngimbambe ngesandla.
Safuna ngombheka uvele ngithi hey ndoda usangikhumbula.
Yazi South Africa mele imbonga. Amporo uhamba nje.
Ukuthi ungixoshile la.
Ake manje uhlele eplantini esekhula uboreke.
Lalela ndoda. Although because of the growth the back I was to kungena. I'm back in engineering, you'll be surprised.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. It's so qina ngayo. Wavuli LME.
Oh yes.
But when's njani? Because my thing is today's Ntomas Hamba as great as they've been for you. I mean Polygram, Sony, lento boyifuna yenzeka. You started a new company from zero. LME.
That's the key. Lento boyifuna yenzeka.
Yeah.
I felt at Sony at some point ukuthi I've reached the ceiling. Yeah. I've done it all. If I can take it and go back.
Yeah.
Joyous was started because I saw a gap with gospel music.
For sure.
Jazz, I saw a gap. There was no jazz. Afro soul, I saw a gap in. And with all these new genres that I introduced then, I had done everything I could, and I was at the top. So I wanted to relax, live while I was at the top.
Okay.
But the other reason was a business reason. I've been employed all along, making these people money.
Yeah.
Let me start try and create my own vibe now, create my own empire now.
Yeah.
That's really what was driving me at that time to leave. And I felt because I'm more an all-rounder, not just a record label executive. I'm a business, I'm an entrepreneur, and
sure.
I'm more in the holistic media and entertainment business. I wanted to really focus on that and be able to do the 360 degree where when I do Joyous, I design the stage. I love sitting down and designing a stage with how should this song sound like this. So when they presented, what's a nice setup I've got. 43 singers, I've got a band of this, I've got, how do I position them on stage? Yeah. So what is it that I can do myself and be able to do the full Monty? I love training and grooming people, be it in the technical side of things, whether they're sound engineers, whether they are lighting engineers. I love training people. So when I moved out, I really wanted to focus on that. I love producing and directing shows. I'm a creative director at the same time. So I felt if I can get out of Sony, I will be able to do all these line areas within the media and entertainment space that I like to do, as produce a show, start it from scratch to the end of it. And I wanted to really focus on that.
Yeah, because LME did a lot. I mean, I'm a TV production, you were there.
Oh, yes.
Some of the artists, lazy, uzituli, lazy gospel, aboban.
Yo, mfana, my artist gospel maninga cool. Yo. I think about 50 or plus gospel artists in this country have gone through Lindelani. Maningi, the list is so long. Ngiyasaba ukubasha ngoba bahlala ngithethe sikuzwile ukukhuluma ujaba ubhala untokozo njalo asibali thini.
And nami ngithi ngicala lapho yazithi intokozo.
Exactly. You see. And they're doing so well. And I'm grateful and I keep praying for them. I still assist and help all of them where I can, as much as I can. But I can safely say it. 50 plus of gospel artists in the country. So have gone through. So he's one of them.
Yeah,
no, the list is long, endless. When it comes to gospel,
the Clash of the Choirs.
Clash of the Choirs. Oh yeah. Before a Clash of the Choirs, I want to sing gospel, which was done by LME. Yes. Yeah. So with LME, we've done a lot of TV productions, TV shows. Yeah. We've done a lot of stage productions. I've brought in international artists to perform in the country. Your CC Winans, your Yolanda Adams, your Kirk Franklin, who's now a very good friend of mine. We chat in the evening, and he calls me Kirk. I call him Lindelani. I've an awesome and a great relationship with Bishop Tirelessly. Kind of represent them in South Africa. So there is a lot that one is now doing because of moving out of.
Yeah. I would say we're all rounder when the 360 and all of that. I want to take you back to your, I'd call it the 360 moment. Ne?
Sure.
Mara, before Sfigara, you've mentioned all these great international artists. From kwaito, Afro-pop.
Hey, match it. He's talking for us a prayer. Let's see. Everyone was laughing at me when I recorded that choir.
Really?
Yes. I didn't want to tell a Heidelberg.
Yeah.
Hey, Nina something most in there. Caesar Melent, Sense Elegant, Galando, you know, trumpet. And Minaga Bang feel something, yes, you don't mind. And lean, saying. And 2 months' time, it was the biggest song in the country.
That's why I remix and all
that.
But I wanted to get your take on the value of international artists coming this side. Because there's always this thing, like you were saying also earlier, in radio, we play a lot of pop and whatnot.
True.
Market share, there's always that fight between local and, concerts in today with local artists. It might struggle, but international artists, we know for a fact. Justin Bieber, my guys are today. Tickets go on sale, they sold out.
Yeah. There is a lot of value that's about Fagai.
Yeah.
But I'll have to say, Guti, our music is far, far more advanced.
Okay.
What we learn from them is their professionalism on presentation.
Yeah.
At home in the US, where they perform in much, much smaller venues than here. Like most of them, but perform in pub, lounges, restaurant, but baby figure la say quality dome seat. Now I be shocked, I be surprised. That's why then they keep coming back.
Yeah. And bayabu,
yeah. Omunye bese ngasaphela no mengasabhukha ngehotela ohlala kwami lapha. Okay. Because you bese bola kahle tell South African.
Yeah, sekahlala kayi.
South African. So the value that they bring is that abantu baka marketing bazokutshela people aspire for things. You see something with your eyes, you get inspired, and then you aspire for it. So when we see them, because of their presentation, when they do a show on TV, it will look top-notch class. So you expect that when they come in, and you want to be associated with that. Yeah. So when we are associated with that, not it grooms, it helps us to develop so that we are on the same level. Hence, if get a chance, when they come here. But when it comes to the game, to the art, we Tinage with Unkulunkulu Sizila that we've managed to really show them that we are a step ahead. 5 years ago, I took Joyous to record Joyous 21 at T. Bishop T. Jake's church. When we got there, Sangbanigeza spec, this is how we work.
Yeah.
They were like, you know what, going forward, we are going to use the spec. This is the best spec. So they learned from us. Our sound engineer had to sit there and show them what that desk that they have can do. Yeah. And they ask, how do you do this? How do you get the sound out? How, as a choir, you're able to sing and dance at the same time? So I found myself teaching and helping them to learn and understand a whole lot of things that we thought they are natural, we thought they can do, we thought that they can do better than us. Where they beat us is that they start early, and I must say, I'm really not happy with our government for doing that to us. Early days, if my child is born, it's under music. If my child is born, it's under soccer or a sport. We don't have proper facilities to develop our kids in those things. So bona uthola ukuthi mina music uqala ngoba sengisevarsity. AUS umuntu uqala music say whether they call it primary or whatever. So ukhula with that energy. Say basic, say standard again.
And we used to actually have music teachers like
Joe.
I think maybe primary or so.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
Music both kale scale. Every Wednesday we sports day.
Yes,
so kwale grounding isibheke amajita adlala ibhola nagijimayo. Unfortunately all those things are gone. If that's one thing that shame me, I'm pleading with our government. The same way you are making roads, the same way you are making building bridges and making sure that there's proper infrastructure. Please, our young kids needs to be developed. Build them the same way you are building these things. That is lacking in this country.
Department of Sports, Arts and Culture, actually.
But Tilana, you say you say professional, and they don't ask themselves, how do these people get to this?
To that point.
Before they get to that, it starts there. You see, Tina, we were lucky that after school, earlier on, instruments. So that helped us to develop. You see, eskoleni, yes, there will be choir that I will join, and there will be good music teachers. But the pelile, I would love to go and work with some schools where I'm teaching music or just the art of presenting music. If bengayivula para ikho ngiyangazama ukunokha ku department ukuthi hey guys, this is what we do. We are winning doing this, and music is one of the most things as a teacher, it discipline. Be grounded. Because you can't be a musician when you're not disciplined. You'll be surprised. So if these kids can learn these things across the board, sports, music, it's lacking in this country. That's why it's my cell phone as
it's interesting you should actually say that, because I wanted to talk about a program that you did 2016. Kumula mawukhulu ubamba 50. Kumula mawubamba 50. Akumula that year baba.
Oh yeah, bekubamba 50. Alalela mina ngiphethe 50 bana na something. Kamnandi kanja, that's why I show this off. No, ngingara.
Why is Ignite?
Ignite, Joe.
And Ignite came up with some dope talent.
Oh yes.
Chele, Ignite, what was the idea behind it?
The idea behind that was very, very simple, and I still would love to actually carry on with it. It's just that I had to spend a whole lot of my money because, as I say, but the idea was, for years I've managed to create what is called Joyous Celebration, but the focus is on gospel. Now there is a gap on your secular, on your normal, all kinds of genres where they don't get proper development. We've managed to create that development. But development of gospel, even in church, you get a whole lot of development. But if I'm jazz, if I'm R&B, if I'm soul, there is no proper platform, especially for more practicals. So I was trying to create that platform of young people who can sing all other music but gospel. And they will be on stage. I will rehearse with them, train them, groom them, prepare them for a stage platform. Did you see that show?
But I don't know what Destruction Boys are.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I need to now, because I look for potential.
Sure.
They were still young. They were not sure what they were doing. And I saw that potential. You guys deserve to be up there. So, Benglanda, a whole lot of different. Nelsie Wespia, she's on.
Yes.
So they were all part of the first. They were not known then when they were part of Ignite 2016. So Destruction Boys was even before they released their big album.
I wanted to take you back to your 360
moment. Yo, check Joe. No, I need to compliment you, Keyez. I don't do interviews.
Sure.
The reason I don't do interviews, because we only talk about what is on the surface and what people see there. And yes, Joyous is what it is, it's doing well, but not even get deep into Joyous, or to me as an industry person. So I need to compliment you for respecting your art, your craft, which is very, very important. When you do something, do it with love, do it with passion. In music, it's rehearsing. In you guys, it's researching.
For sure.
When you have a story, you first need to know more about your story. The intricacies of the story, the truth within the story, everything about the story. You need to know it first before you sit down and interview someone. you are taking me deep. You are reminding me things that I totally have forgotten about, and that's very, very good about
No, you know what? Thank you very much for your compliment. Every guest that sits here, they always get shocked to go to.
Sure.
No, we are about here.
I am. Although ziningi club
No, our story is too long. You know, so we're gonna try squeeze in what we can. Eh? But also, Chico obviously gave you a chance. All these other guys now, do you realize what they worship the ground that you walk on?
Oh, yeah, I hear that. People always tell me that, and they will ask me, why do you hide yourself? Why don't you come out?
Exactly.
Because I really do keep to myself.
Yeah.
There was a time when every day I'll get an invitation to go there, and I'm not that kind of a person. Yeah. And they'll be like, we invite you, you don't come to these places, we don't see you. I guess it's just how I'm made.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I must say, I appreciate everyone who have given me an opportunity to work with them, to be part of their God-given talent. Yeah. And I'm hoping they still grow wherever they are and whatever that they touch.
I have to say, I'm actually glad till today in Noya Kwangeyas. Ngakfonela 2018 for a plom with Uskumba Nondumiso. Azangu jike wafika kahle ngesikhathi.
Ngayizani.
Hayi bayenza lento bawenza. Mara ukufika wafika.
Ngiyazama futhi. No, nami ngiyacheck ukuthi le ngizoba senje. I need to. And I must say lo sisi lo hlakalisayo lo.
Yeah.
Ngibonile bekangilandela kanje uthi you serious le. Angampayizisa.
Yeah, it's
and cishe ngapayisa and bengicabanga ukuthi telephonic. Yeah. He want check out to make sure serious. Hey. No, serious mina opayizile bese ngifunda note yakhe iyasho explain everything. I guess it because since
I'm pushing because uyangithemba because mina
nice uyakuthemba mfethu ngibonile ukuthi uyakuthemba nama dinosaur we right
tirelessly
now I dinosaur ngendlela yakho uzosukela mina
angafiki ku50 mara yes aku 50.
Sure.
Dr. Lindelani Mkhize joining us on the Ultimate Car 959 Top 30. We're just profiling him. I know you're probably thinking, hey man, le pare fika nini ku gospel. They're probably looking for that. Yes, I love, right? We spoke about so many things.
A lot.
That you did.
And we're all over the place.
You know, that's a nice thing. You're a colorful person. You are more than one dynamic guy. All over the place.
Wow.
Right? Fast forward, I think 2018.
Sure.
This is about
2016. You even know the years. My goodness.
Okay, let me stop dropping the years here.
No. It's important because they help me now.
Ziyakukhumbuza.
Yeah, ziyakukhumbuza. I'm just nje.
Baba Mkhize osesibhedlele heart attack.
Oh yeah. Oh no lebe ngeke ngikhumbula. Khona ikhumbulayo ukuthi ngiyacishe ngafa.
Bengiyalapho ukuthi ushiya kanjani kusase eli kanje kuningi mele ukwenza.
Yeah, I guess when I get into something I get all in. I get so involved and it was one of those chapters where I did mention that I've gone back to engineering. I'm a chairman of a company called Content. Group. Within Content Group, we have diversified into different areas, engineering being one of them. Okay. We have an engineering business based in Richards Bay under a company called Mesheng Industries. So I was having challenges there. Mesheng, and there were serious challenges, and when you have people working for you and people to do their part, and in the industry sector, safety is a key thing. Safety. So every week, fortnight, every month, you have to make sure that your safety standard are kept up to. These guys had dropped a ball. I don't have to go to details. Had dropped a ball. And they are telling me when tomorrow we are being told your company is not even going inside the plant tomorrow because of your safety file that needs this and this and that. And they've known about it 2 months before.
Whoa.
They had not done anything. I'm getting this call. I'm in Joburg. Decided to drop everything, rush to the airport, land in Durban, drove to Richards Bay, started working on. So it was quite intense because I couldn't have. We had a project that we were working on. I couldn't have a situation where the guys can't go to the plant the following day. I worked until, I think it was until 2 a.m. And wow, what they couldn't do in 2 months. The time between when I landed in Durban and 2 a.m., we managed to get it right. You see. So now driving back from Richards Bay, I think then my body was like, whew, wow, thank God, it's sorted, it's done. They'll present the file tomorrow with everything, and we'll be able to proceed and work. Started feeling pains on my chest, on my left side of the chest, and immediately after, the pain was on my hand. Got into a garage, bought painkillers, took the painkillers, I drove. As I was about to reach Palito, Zimbali, I feel that it's getting worse. And I remember that, no man, I once read somewhere that if you have a chest pain and the left hand is also in pain, it might be a heart attack approaching. I then immediately drove myself to the hospital. Got to the hospital, there was a young doctor. Said, no, he was like, you are fine, my painkillers. I know if you saw, it means it's a heart attack. And I was like, no, you're fine. And then they did the ECG. The ECG said, I'm fine. I'm insisting, no, my man, the ECG is fine, but I know this.
I can feel it.
I can feel it. And then he decided to do my blood test. My blood test. That's when they saw something. He was like, hey, now I understand what you are saying. Spoken to other specialists, heart specialists, but I must move you to a different hospital. But you can't drive yourself now. Then they got me an ambulance. I drove to Ntabeni Hospital. When I got to Ntabeni Hospital, as they were wheeling me in, that's when the heart attack was coming. So it means if I decided to sleep, take painkillers, I would have slept and not woken up.
There's a lot you need to do. And imagine, when I think about it, have you ever had health complications before that? Because
no.
But hey, they're quite stressful at some point. Starting a company from scratch like Sony, bring it here, you know, because won't go into pay.
Oh yeah.
LME, awusana salar man, shayibheke wena.
Lalela mfethu.
Hey, stress city
no, yeah, Shayana. And fortunately for me, I think also that's why I then forced to go to this. Before the heart attack, I developed what is called vitiligo, as you can see here. And I went to a lot of doctors, but the thing was carrying on. Until one doctor told me straight, no, Mkhize, this is a condition, it's not a sickness, you can't treat it. It's either you have to develop kubege or is a pela, and this is pelela yona. But the best way is try and learn to control and manage your stress. You see. And then when I started doing that, it's okay, when I'm stressed about something, have a way to deal with it. I think I should decide to Zongshala. But I'm learning with that. And I've never been a sickly person. Before that, I've never slept a hospital. I will go now and then, when the flu is severe, just for an injection. But I've never slept in hospital.
The following year, 2019, we call it COVID.
Yes, sharp.
2020 Zululand ifuna ukukunika doctor COVID ampuri cost ana kunini bapostpone
ingibhayizise mfana
kunini ngiyabona ukuthi ampuri ngayenzeki
wela ngathi uhlala ukhona usipayile nje checka ile.
But I was already got that call ukuthi University of Zululand but I know yazini sifuna ukukunika lento ye philosophy doctor.
I'll be honest with you, because I'm in the gospel space, then I understand what happens more within the churches and how they sell, market their churches. I didn't take it serious at first. The first time they approached me, I didn't even respond. The first year they approached me, I didn't even respond. There are churches here that will give you a doctorate just because they're a church.
Yeah.
And it's meaningless. It means nothing. And there are brothers and sisters who have those titles today. And then they jumped a year, they came back again to say, hey, we tried 3 years ago, and the people who sit in this committee, it's a new committee, but again your name came up.
Yeah.
And then I started asking, how does this thing work? Why me? And they took me to town and sending me stuff. These people have done an intense thesis. When it's a thesis, it's beyond the research on you, on your work. And if some of them have even got their master's degree on using you, Lindelani Mkhize, and how you conduct and run the business in the music industry, and also the development of artists. So based on that, and you started as a list of 100, and then it was shortlisted until your name on that field was the final name.
99, man.
And seemingly it's professionals, it's serious people.
And it's serious people.
But these academics, because it's a group of other professors, doctors who are part of. And the University of Zululand is known for, they are very, very strict when it comes to their honorary doctorate as well. Yeah.
About your journey all the way till now, how does it make you feel? Figure to this point where an institution like that is like, honor.
I feel there's still a whole lot more to do.
Yeah.
The fact that, as I'm complaining now, there's no proper development in this country, and here we are. That's what we do. We want to help and grow people. That drives me alone. We still have a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
So I'd love to do more, far more than what I've done, because there's so much potential. There's so much talent across the board in this country.
Yeah.
They just need to be given opportunities like we were given opportunities.
Yeah.
So I still feel there's a whole lot more to do.
We spoke about your stay in hospital for a heart attack. March 2021, wakatala food.
Oh, lo muda kitanga ya. Mara Keyez, let's ngisithathele enhloko ngisinaki ngiyadlula.
Lezo vele.
Ngiyadlula mina.
Because it's mentioned ukuthi abantu bazi ukuthi khona into bathi fatigue, now and then.
Yeah, no, true. And exactly, actually, that's what it was. That's what the doctors said.
It was fatigue, yeah.
That's what the doctors said.
We don't talk tethis, alokuthi I was driving.
Yeah. Fatigue was caused by ngizobaceba nje labantu.
Exactly. I was about to ask you because why? Because we in the middle of the pandemic.
We had just changed our, because I realized, we've been 25 years with this particular record label.
Yeah.
We need to grow to other things. Let's look at how we can develop ourselves.
Okay.
How we can grow to better things. The game, the music industry game is changing now. I started talking to my label then. I would say the game is changing, guys. I would love to do A, B, C, and D, and they were not sure what I was talking about. Okay, somebody should say the business of music is changing.
Okay.
Remember, there was migration here, digital. Also, the business of music was changing. So I needed people who understands that it's changing, but also who are hungry to go to try different things. Like I'm always hungry to do different things. And Universal Music, we found each other. We understood each other. And then we had just signed with them. And the time was not on our side. I was supposed to have delivered an album by then.
At 25, Leon.
At 25. So guys, grand Universal young kulisi.
Makufaka pressure.
Bese sikhuluma iqiniso grand buka lamanye ngabe ngirelaxile bangilethile. Universal grand trouble.
But 25 came out nicely. I mean, mawubheka indenzela uncedo, people love it so much.
Yeah,
I'll
be honest with you, Keyez.
Yeah.
These songs that become big, mina ngibe happy
How?
Here's why. We work with my team on a whole lot of music. Each Joyous is actually a kaleidoscope of sounds that you can get. Within album, you get different genres. You get a whole lot of good songs. A good song that can be a hit if it was in this genre. But now, if there's one big song, the focus is just on that song. And then people lose out on this beautiful piece of work. 25 was that. Beautiful piece of work. But because we had that big song,
and there's some
people
nice
didn't listen. Not nice song.
You know,
Oh,
Elako, there's very nice
exactly.
songs.
25 has beautiful, nice, awesome songs. But because the focus was
overshadowed by that one.
Hey.
But I have to give it to you.
Yeah. And I can tell you why Shala. That song is very nostalgic.
Okay.
When you hear it, it takes you back to young.
Yeah.
Bothola kudala ugcinile awusayi wagcina mhlamba amaphela usahlala ekhaya uhamba nama-parents. When you hear that song, it takes you back to that. And we knew when we were doing it, this is what we're doing now. We want to take back to what they've been missing, what they haven't been doing, especially after going through the pandemic. And that song did exactly that. The moment it landed, everyone was like, yeah, basenzani labantu. You see.
Because I mean, the day I heard
I was not happy though.
I
was like, there again we go.
That one that just overshadow everything else.
Yeah, no.
Does
now
everybody
people
else in the team
missed
feel
out.
the same way?
On my team,
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Guys are happy that we have a big song, and that's what it meant. Like right now, Jay, everyone is tense and worried, and I'm the only one. I'm happy this time.
Yeah.
I'm very happy this time. You know why? Because there is no one. I really battled on 26. We've just finished 26. I'm sure we're not getting there, but
no, we're going to it. Let's see. The 2 weeks ago, we shoot the 26. 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Just here in Joburg. Yeah.
The music is so beautiful that I've been blessed. I'm always very quick to know this is a song across all styles and kinds of music.
Yeah.
But on this album, I really battled to do that.
Okay.
26. I
That's
really
how nice it is.
battled to do that. That how beautiful it is.
Okay.
And also because I decided, my team will tell you, when we first met and we were like planning for it, my words were, guys, we are going to be guinea pigs again. And they were like, what are you talking about, Keys? Us then reminded them that when we started Joyous Celebration, we were not looking at making hit music. I don't believe in making hit music. I believe in making good music. So we are going back now to making good music for a number of reasons. People look up to Joyous Celebration. What are we doing? There are a lot of Joyous Celebrations across the country now, and we like that. That's how it's supposed to be. But how do we set ourselves apart from them? How do we continue giving them something to look up to? We do that by making sure that we create things that they'll ask themselves, oh, why didn't we think of this?
Yeah.
This is different. Now, another reason also, bangangishaya abantu be-gospel. Bangangishaya ngiyaxolisa, but it's business for me. Gospel music in South Africa now.
Yeah.
And we are grateful that Joyous are in the forefront of that. We pushed that direction.
Yeah.
Just music, gospel music is in Ningi, it's more commercial. Actually, you asked Baba surprised was, but South Africa was selling more gospel
than anything else.
Exactly. So because in Ningi, yes, yafana.
Okay.
So gospel is the same right now. It's the same. So if I was a Joyous fan, please, ngiyaxolisa, before you even listen to the album, the songs are not what we're expecting.
Yeah.
We had to think, we had to think out of the box to say, how can we grow Joyous? How can we grow gospel music? How can we take it to the next level? How can we make it grow? How can we sound different than what everyone else is doing?
Yeah.
So most of the songs and the sound on this album, it's fresh, it's uniquely different, and I know this happens all the time when you have a good album.
Yeah.
The first month, 2 months, they'll be hating us, they'll be hating me. It will be all over social media. How can you do this? This is not the Joyous we know.
Yeah.
And then the first show that we do, when they leave that show, they'll be singing to every song. And then after that, they'll start saying, I've discovered this song. I've discovered this song. So in 4, 5, 6 months, Nolwazi, Joyous will be big again. Don't stress.
You know, as things stand, now I can't wait to hear that album.
I'm telling you. When you listen for the first time, you'll be like, what are they trying to do?
You know, that's what I want to hear. What could be so different?
Yeah. You'll be like, what are they trying to do?
When?
But
how?
Once you play it 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, you'll be like, man, let be actually. Yeah. This is a beautiful music.
Do you know
that's what will happen. That's what
do you
will
know
happen.
When you're dropping? Because now sing for the way, my man.
We are dropping 25 Friday.
25 March.
25 March.
All right. I can't wait for it.
Yeah, it's beautiful music.
You know. And as you talk about Joyous and all of that, I can hear the passion in your voice. Because ngizwile bathi usifakile nesandla ku Soweto Gospel Choirs nini.
Well, I send them to University. There was a time when I was given an opportunity to be in the helm of Universal, and I brought in a whole lot of very good acts and artists that seem to be doing very well right now.
Sure.
Just doing the Donald era when Donald was hot.
Yeah.
I was working for Universal then as an executive director because they were looking for an MD.
Yeah.
I knew I was not the MD, so I was also helping them to get the right, the correct person.
It's the return now.
Yeah, it's the return. Yes, it was the return.
Because even with the return, you did some great things there.
Oh yeah, no, beautiful things.
Dr. Lindelani Mkhize, sisikavarili story sakho. I know that a couple of lifetime achievement awards, sama yak honora nayo nan. You've done a lot.
Yes.
Manjazini. Lasers formal. My camera sewacimile manje.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
So sesingahlebe.
Amase siyahleba.
Yeah, ngahlebe ke.
Between mina nawe.
Eish, kazuzana.
Ama gents bebakubizana. Khona lama nickname asinaks ama gents athanda ukunika.
Wow, I must say I'm one of those people everywhere I'm involved and every time and era and every space. Ngiphuma le nickname bangazi ngoba ngiyaphapha what. During the kwaito era, I was speaker wangayifuni ke le nickname yaka speaker, but I had to make it sound and look good. Speaker is a kokota fan. No man, you stand up man. I pushed it ngene so basebenza show ukuthi nami then ngihambe bengibiza ting. General ting. Yeah, if you kumbule kwaito yayeba naleya sound le. I started that sound and introduced it with kwaito so.
King.
So bagcina bathi ngibiza. Yo kwaito number beyihamba beyishayela ngaleyo sound le. Bengiprogrammer bengenza sure ukuthi ayangena. Bathi uzamuza ting. Ayaqali kwaito bengangeni le sound. So bengibiza general ting. During the choir. Ikhwaya thing bangifihlela mhlawumbe uyazi
ngiyasho ukuthi ikhwaya khona liyabiza ngalo ngale muntu.
Yeah, no bangifihlela angilazi ngiyalifuna nami. Bangifihlela bangisaba. Bangisaba sangilazi lekhwaya. Before that elokishini ngisaganga bebengibiza unkalakatha.
Bengithi ngiya lapho ukuthi indaba yakudala before bamba 50 usaseyumlazi. Buganga kangakanani elokishini?
Yo Joy bekanga. Yazi bengidlala le group ye gospel mara besithi besponsor se trouble in weekend mhlambe sifuna ukodlala ku wedding ethize. Once sizokwenza sure ukuthi sithola ikare eshisayo sisheshisa ngespeed esovaya ngayo. Bese si excited amajita drive elokishini iphele petrol. So hambe futhi sojojo petrol. But the funny thing is that lo petrol sinjojela ukuthi siyakushow ye gospel.
Yeah. So don't I walk into just to give you gospel.
Yeah, ukudlala sifuna ukuperform ngithi. Bese senza sure ukuthi siyafika.
That is more.
Yeah. Before that, skoleni bebengibiza, I think because I was tiny, I was a scout. I was a boy scout.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's all the discipline.
Yeah, I guess.
You know?
I guess. That's why I actually started writing songs.
Okay.
Songs I was drilling ngazo, simacha ngazo, besibhalwa yimina ngumaskalt.
Oh, okay.
There bebengibiza uTumuza ke ngoba yazibo yabona ufaka amakhakhi kwama short uvela ube mncane ube ngaka so bebethi ngutumuza eyabhaya namanje my friends are still calling me Tumuza enkhulini nabo esikoleni.
So Tumuza, General Ting Ting, Dr. Lindelani Mkhize, thank you very much for gracing us with your presence. You are very passionate about development and whatnot.
Oh yes, definitely.
If you could just wrap it up in terms of your plea to government on that.
Yeah, no, thanks for the opportunity. We are the foundation that this country needs. And we've raised our hands. We've shown it even. We've walked the talk. We've proven ourselves that we can actually make it. We were given opportunities by other people. We love to give other people opportunities. To save what is happening in the country. There's so much depression right now. People are so much into drugs. And it's solely because they are sitting with talent. They are sitting with things that they don't know what to do with those things. I'm really pleading to our leaders, to the powers that be, that please focus on developing our young people. And the development shouldn't start when people are old. The development start when people are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Those are the best ages to start development. Help us build places, create opportunities, be it in schools, be it in the societies, in our communities. Build these things. I said it earlier on. The same way we are building infrastructure. This is part of the infrastructure that will help us forever. Young kids in the Arab communities, in the Indian communities, they discover that trade is their thing. So when an Indian father or family have a shop, a spaza shop, you find the Indian kid when they come back from school, they are there at the till because they are learning the tricks within the trade. Chinese, IT is their thing. They start, their kids can open a computer and start because they start them early. So what is our trade? Our trade is the creative, the talent that these people are sitting with out there. So give us an opportunity as well to help them grow, to help them learn, to really put this on the right track. They won't be wrong. Nigeria, I didn't tell you this. When I started in the industry, Nigeria was far back following South Africa when it comes to the media and music industry. Nigeria has overtaken us now. Their GDP is made strong by the creative industry, from making films to making music. Why? Because they embraced developing, they embraced focusing and giving their creative industry an opportunity. Sorry, but our government have taken us steps back. There was a time when we were same level with your Australias, your France, but now we are way, way back. We are way behind. We want to go back because we can do it, but they are taking us back. Please, development. Bafana iphelile my development.
Basics. We underline.
Basics awekho. Where do you learn basics? You learn basics when we are young there. You see, they need to really come back, these guys, and focus on this.
Ladies and gents, that's General Ting Ting for you. Dr. Lindelani Mkhize.